Well, I was born in a adverse childhood experience where I experienced, unfortunately, all forms of childhood abuse. And that led to a life at a very young age, between the ages of 8 and 20 years old, of addiction to drugs and alcohol, pornography, and which led to a life of crime to support that addiction, which led to 8 years of my life incarcerated between the ages of 13 and 22 years old. So like from 1980 to 1990, I spent 8 years of my life incarcerated. And I got saved at the age of 20 in Lancaster County Prison here in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. And so when I got saved, that was the first time I heard the gospel of Jesus Christ in my life. And that led me to, want to help other people who come from a background like mine, where maybe they grew up in a dysfunctional home background and didn't know how to get out of that, and unfortunately wound up becoming addicted to some kind of addiction to numb the pain of their trauma. So I wanted to help them find that there's healing in Jesus Christ and freedom in Jesus Christ, and there are safe, healthy people in the family of God who can help them get better and live the life God meant for them to be and created them to be. Yes, so Restart started out just doing residential discipleship ministry, helping men who suffer from trauma and various life-controlling problems. And then eventually we began getting into prison ministry, so going into the Lancaster County Jail, visiting inmates there, doing chapel services there, partnering with ministries like Gospel Express and doing prison ministry with them down in Florida, as well as in Uganda. We also partnered with other ministries similar to ours, Potter's House Ministry, Revelations Freedom Ministries, other ministries like that in the community, where if they have a student that's not working out in their program, instead of them discharging them back into the community, they would ask us if we have a bed and transform to us. And we would do the same. Instead of us discharging a student that's not working out in our program, we would talk to Potter's House and Revelations, say, hey, do you have a bed open? And can we send this guy to you who's not working out in our program, so that they can still get the help they need and another culture that may work for them since Restart or didn't work for example. So that's kind of the ways that we've evolved over the years. So one of the most challenging years of our 10 years in existence was the year 2019. It was interesting because the economy was really booming then, and yet that was the most toughest year financially for Restart. In fact, we were probably behind 60 to 90 days on paying our vendors, our bills to our vendors who supply, for example, our power. And so we weren't sure what was going on. And there was, some people in the background, maybe God's saying it's time to close the ministry, or maybe God's calling you to do something different, Jaime. And instead, I trusted God through that and believed that that was not God's will, that he did have a plan for Restart still. And so by the time we reached December 1st, God had wound up paying all our past bills and all the bills to the end of the year of 2019. And by the time we started within the first month of the year 2020, which was COVID, we were probably $60,000 to the good, black financially. And ever since then, we ended every year that Restart has been in operation financially to black. So I learned that that leadership requires faith, requires staying the course, trusting God, not the circumstances, and knowing that whatever God called you to, whatever His will is, will be His bill. And so long as you're His will, God will take care of the bills. So I had a gentleman by the name of Frank Gaston come in as a student around the year of COVID. And so Frank went through the program, graduated, and he wanted to leave as fast as he could. I was trying to encourage him to stay on as an intern staff member at Restart and give himself a little time before he went back into the community, but he refused to do that and went back, and unfortunately relapsed and got arrested with the people who were rioting outside the police station in Lancaster City. Even though he wasn't involved with that, he was there, and they wound up breaking his ankle. And his parole officer was getting ready to incarcerate him in prison again. And I asked his parole officer to give him another chance, let him come to Restart. So after he got out of the hospital from his ankle being treated, he came to Restart and did what we call restoration for 90 days. And after that, stayed on as an intern staff for almost a year. And then I had to push him out of the nest because his wife was waiting for him. I said, hey, you need to go back home to your wife. She needs you. You need to go get a job. And he did. And during that time, we helped him start the ministry Slowdown, which helps provide cheap cars for people who graduate programs like Restart and Potter's House who can't afford a real expensive car, so they can have a car to buy and be able to have transportation to get to work and meet those other needs in their lives and their family. In addition to that, Frank was enrolled at Lancaster Bible College, which graduated this year, just graduated here in the month of May, here in 2025, with his bachelor's degree in ministry. And Frank, his marriage is doing well. His relationship with God is fantastic. He's an active member of his local church here in Lancaster County. And he's reconnected to his family, his grandkids, and doing super. Just bought a house with him and his wife. So just a tremendous transformation in Frank's life from where he came from. The property that we're at is, we're going to eventually have to move because we leased the property from 10 years from an old Amish minister. His son is going to be wanting to move over to that property and relocate his dairy farm there, which they just completed building the new dairy farm barn. And so we're in the middle of a capital campaign where we want to purchase a building that we can call our home for Restart, permanent home for Restart, and increase the amount of beds of the people we serve, and increase the vision of the ministry by offering second phase beds where guys who graduate have a place to rent a room, help them get a job with one of the local business donors in our community, support Restart, as well as we are introducing a new fundraising campaign called Peer to Peer, which will be taking place this year from August 1st to about August 16th here in 2025. So those are ways that we're looking to get people to partner with us in this new expansion of Restart Ministry. Thank you very much. God bless you.